have 4 microphones in the audience, so please wait till someone gets a microphone to you to ask your question. Try to get everybody's questions in. And first of all, please welcome returning for his role as Master Shifu, 2-time Oscar winner and 7-time nominee, Dustin Hoffman. Making his way. Dustin, yeah. Come on up. Okay. Guess he didn't hear that. Dustin? Anytime. Hello. Okay, just be a second. I know he's in the building. Hi. Dustin, is he here? Okay, he's still coming. All right, hang on. Come on up here, Dustin. Welcome. And you'll be sitting right here. Returning as Tigress, please welcome Angelina Jolie. Here she is. She's going to sit right next to you. Hi. And returning as Poe, here's Jack Black.
Dun, dun, dun.
Here we go. Hi, Jack. And the director of Kung Fu Panda 2, Jennifer Yu Nelson. Hello, welcome to Cannes, everybody. And we're going to take questions right from the audience. We're going to just start right here. So who's got a mic over here? We'll take your question. Go ahead.
Good morning. Hello, I'm here.
Right over there.
Hey,
right there.
How you doing? So how was it coming back to the character? Any different? Did you have like I'm coming home feeling? Every one of you.
Okay, Jack, what's it like coming back to do this character a second time?
It was like putting on a nice, comfortable pair of shoes again. Felt good, very comfortable. I love Poe. It was exciting.
I think it was more fun the second time around that we all got to know each other, and our characters already had history. So it was fun to to jump in and immediately start to play. And we didn't have much time off because you start doing them, they take so many years. We kind of jumped in right away. And I love her. She's one of for me, Tigress is one of the best characters I've ever played. I love it. It's a pleasure.
At my age, I have no short-term memory, so I thought this was the first one.
That's it? Okay. Right here.
Yeah, hi. The first film didn't really deal with the adoption, the goose being your father. And so I'm just wondering in this one, it's really become the crux of the story. And why do you think it wasn't mentioned in the first one? Jack and Angelina, how much would you like to share with us how you deal with your own children in terms of telling them, in terms of them being adopted, the 3 adopted children, and how
His
personal
children.
was this for you?
What about, oh,
Why do you think it wasn't mentioned
Why
in
it wasn't
the first
mentioned
one, and
in
why
the
was it
first
such
one?
a big thing here? And Angelina, if you could
why
give
wasn't
a
it
personal
mentioned?
perspective.
It was funny. It was like a funny joke. It was the elephant in the room in the first one. Obviously, he was adopted, but yeah, there was no talk of it, and that was kind of the funny, unsaid thing. And I think it was the burning question in a lot of the audience's minds: is when are they going to deal with that? So yeah, we dealt with that head on in this one. Jen, how come it wasn't dealt with in the first one? Did I answer that correctly?
Yes, you did.
Thank you.
Jack, do you think it's tough to get laughs in this room?
I would say on the adoption front that it was, I think the nice thing about this story and these stories, and hopefully this one's successful, we'll be able to continue, is that we're really kind of growing up with Poe and learning about different aspects of human nature, and whether it be the first one being that you can be anything you want depending on what you look like, feel like, where you come from, and your sense of confidence in finding a self. And in this one, it was very much about family, and that family at the end of the day is where the love is, and that no matter what you've gone through in your youth, it's who you choose to be in life, and you can define your own destiny, and you can be stronger than a very difficult past and overcome it. So I think these are all heavy issues that are wonderful that we have the opportunity to be able to do them. For me, I brought my children to see the movie, and they absolutely loved the movie, and they laughed through the whole thing, and they didn't, I wondered whether they'd ask me questions about it, but because adoption and birth mothers and orphanage and all that in our home these are happy words, they're very used to these discussions, and they just felt that much more proud that they were a little more like Poe. So it was lovely.
Hi, this is Carol Guerrero on your left. This is Carol Guerrero from Univision and Caracol Radio, and my question is to Angelina Jolie. Angelina, I'd like to know if the fact to have six kids at home make you feel more interested in films like this, like Kung Fu Panda, and also I would like to know what do you think in general about second parts. Thank you.
About certainly having anybody with children, but at the end of the day, we're all big kids, and we all just want to play, and we all like to do these movies. Just it's a great deal of fun. But certainly having my kids, and we talked about them as being a bar because they were from 2 to 10, and we figured that it was a good group to get a gauge of whether or not the film was working when we brought them in. So I did it, of course, in so many ways I did it for them, and I'm excited for them to see it. And for sequels, I think, the trick of a sequel is you have to make it better than the first one. And that's a very, very hard thing to do, especially with one that was so successful. And I think our very, very talented director pulled it off.
Jennifer, can you talk about that? The challenge. Hello, right here. The challenge, like she's talking about, of making a sequel. You were head of story on the first. This is your first time in the director's chair with the Kung Fu Panda.
It's definitely challenging because so many people have a love for the first film, and everybody that worked on it had a love for the first film. So really, the big challenge is making sure we didn't let the people working on it down. So I think people on the movie liked it, so it's a good thing.
It's right over here. Yeah.
Hi, hello. I'm here. Little small. Hi. You're very famous superstars and very good actors. I'd like to ask about the mantra in the movie. The key word is like inner peace, inner peace. What about you? I mean, how do you deal with all these? What about your inner peace? Sorry, that's all.
Our inner peace.
Yeah, because, public persona and everything is very difficult.
My inner peace is in pieces at the moment. I think I find inner peace in just my family. You know, the simple things bring me back home to a peaceful place in my mind.
I think that's true, especially for people that have children. You wake up, and if they're healthy, you know that that's the most important thing, and so you have that. First of all, that peace. They also come with a lot of chaos, but I think we're all searching for it. It's part of the journey, the human journey. So we have moments of inner peace, and then we lose it, and we look for it again. But really, it's in knowing that the people you love are safe and healthy, and that's the best.
Dustin,
where's your inner peace?
Follow me. Well, on one hand, I don't think inner peace exists at the Cannes Film Festival. Aside from that, I've never had such inner peace as I'm having at the moment. Being this famous in front of all these cameras with all these people looking at me and sitting next to Angelina. I mean, it doesn't get any more inner than that.
okay, maybe someone over here. Yes.
Good morning. Oh, sorry. Bruce Kirkland from the Toronto Sun. Actually, this is a question for parents, too. I'm curious, I grew up with Warner Brothers cartoons, violence, it's fun. I don't think I'm too twisted, although I did become a film critic. But nevertheless, I'm curious, especially, for example, Angelina, the 6 kids, an interesting range. How do you deal, both as an actress and as a parent, with violence in movies in general to show to your children? And how much is enough? How do you look at this film and find the balance of just enough violence, not too much for kids?
Well, I think one, you have to know your children, because I think there are children that have a better understanding and are ready earlier than others. But for a film like this, I don't see this as a film that's too violent. I think this actually shows, it's actually quite the opposite, because the strength, even in the final battle, it's the inner peace and the way of kind of sending back somebody's negative energy is actually what wins against the kind of manic aggression and violence and war weapons. It's the one that doesn't want to use violence, but the one that chooses to kind of find a center. So my boys are in martial arts classes, and it's been a great way. Boys are boys, and they have a certain kind of energy naturally, and it's been wonderful to get them focused on martial arts, to teach them about the discipline and the respect and the control of their own bodies. And I think to ignore that that's a part of humanity, of human beings, and especially little boys, is wrong. So it's to help guide them through it and help give them some assistance of, what is a positive thing, what's a good guy, who do you fight against if you need to, and to try not to, certainly, but if you have to defend yourself.
Also, the Furious Five never use actual weapons of any kind. It's all kung fu. So in a way, it's a non-violent film in that way. It discourages weaponry. Is anybody with me on that?
I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't like guns, Jack?
I don't like guns. I don't own one. I like laser blasters. But that's where I draw the line.
Hello, good morning. My name is Inger Merete Holmström, representing the Norwegian newspaper Dagbladet. Congratulations on the movie. I'd like to know, growing up, who were your own heroes of fiction? What were your own favorite children's stories? And can you tell us a little bit about why? What was it about certain stories that made an impression on you when you were at the age of the children who are going to see this movie? Thank you so much.
This is always the one I can't answer.
What was the
You're
question?
really
Who were your own heroes when
Who
you
were
were
your
the
heroes?
age of kids that might be going to see this movie?
Who were my own heroes?
Yeah, growing up, basically. At an age, like 11, 12 years old.
11 and 12?
I don't know, I'm just throwing that number out.
I was a big fan of Bobby McFerrin. Does anybody pre-Don't Worry, Be Happy, when he was a hardcore jazz soloist. If you've ever heard his cover of Blackbird by the Beatles, then you know what I mean. Bobby McFerrin is a huge inspiration to me.
Anybody else have heroes?
Blackbird. He can sing while he's breathing in. He was the master of inward singing. Did you know that? Did you know that he can?
I did not.
He can sing on the in breath, so he'll be like, "Blackbird singing in the dead of night, take these broken wings and learn." He does it much better than me, but thank you.
Hello, Salia Braclia, Le Petit Journal de Canal+. I have two questions for you, Angelina Jolie. The first one is, are you happy to be in Cannes? And are your children with you in France? I repeat, are you happy to be in Cannes? And are your children with you in France?
Yes, and we're all in France. Our whole family's in France, and we're very happy. And they're running around the hotel right now playing games and making a giant mess, I'm sure. But they're having a great time. They love it here. At Cannes, yes, and Cannes has been, I think for many people it can be overwhelming, and it can also be you meet a lot of friendly faces and you have a good laugh, and and then you also get a chance to see some great films. So it's very nice.
Okay. Yeah, right there. Okay. Yeah, you're waving. Okay.
Thank you. I'm from China. I'm Julie Wang, and I was out of crew. And I know some of you came to China before. And what's your image of China? And do you think that Kung Fu Panda 2 represents more of Chinese culture than Kung Fu Panda 1? That's all.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Actually, we did go to China for a research mission before we began the second film, and it really helped get a lot of the tactile details that you can see. It provides a lot of lushness that you see in the film. And I wouldn't say it's necessarily more Chinese than the first film because it is based in China. The first film is the same setting as the second one, but we definitely try to get as authentic as possible in this one.
I believe we can say we wanted to, and there was just some complications. But we all wanted to, and we all hope to go to China at some point.
Soon. I'm going to say soon.
Okay, yes.
Hello, Ernesto Garrat from Chile. I want to ask you about what do you think about the value of these kind of movies? I mean, I think we are in a kind of golden age of animation, and from the point of view artistic, if you think so. And my second question is, what were your favorite cartoons when you were kids? I mean, my favorite was Warner Brothers, but I wanna know your opinion. Thank you.
Okay, anybody want to take that first part of that?
I love the old Disney classics, What was my favorite? What was my favorite? What? Can't remember my favorite.
They were great, though. I recently re-showed my kids the old Peter Pan, or
I really liked
Dumbo is very sweet.
Aladdin. I thought, I'm afraid you're going to start snoring again if I don't answer faster.
But we also
what about you, Dusty? What's your favorite cartoon?
Dustin,
we were talking the other day of Triplets of Belleville.
Triplets
and
of
how much we
Belleville.
both love that.
Amazing. Yeah, I still haven't seen The Illusionist.
Yeah.
Dying to see that. I was a big fan of animation. I like to draw and animate. I did a lot of that in high school. If I hadn't become an actor, I might have become an animator, truth be told. You can print that.
He was also asking about the values.
Did you watch cartoons when you were growing up?
Being perhaps the oldest person in the room, if anyone is older, please stand now. I remember the first film I ever saw was Bambi, and it's interesting because you can connect Bambi and Pinocchio to violence. It's extraordinary. Bambi, there was a big fire in
Yeah.
in the woods. I literally remember bursting out crying and leaving because all the animals were being killed by fire.
And the hunters
Yes.
killed Bambi's mom.
And I didn't like it when Pinocchio, who I did identify with, fell asleep by the fire, and the fire ate his legs, at least up to the knee.
What version did you see?
No, this is true. Pinocchio. No, that's it. Because I was reading it to my kids, and I suddenly stopped short. That is Pinocchio, Angelina.
Okay, he also asked about the values that this movie talks about and suggests it might be the golden age of animation right now. Does anybody want to get into that?
I hope so. I think so. I feel like I'm very, very lucky. We're all very lucky to be a part of these animated films today, and especially this one. I'm very, feel very emotionally connected to this one, and I think it's quite beautiful. And I think the messages are very strong, and it is important. I think it's such it takes so much talent for the directors and writers to be able to make a film that makes the kids giggle and laugh and get excited about all the action, and it's 3D and it's beautiful, and then somehow underneath it they learn these pretty heavy life lessons, and that's, I think, as a parent, something you really want to be able to give your kids.
Okay, yeah. Right over here. Yes.
Okay. This is Hui Han from Paris, Madame. The first question is for the film director. What do you think is the most Chinese element in Kung Fu Panda 2, if you think there's any? And the second question is for Angelina Jolie. You're very popular in China, and do you have any director or actor or actress you would like to work with in the future? Thank you very much.
I think Kung Fu Panda 2 has so much different Chinese elements in it, it's really hard to pick. The basic genre of it is a Kung Fu movie, so I think that is a big Chinese influence. And the other thing is just the scale of the world itself, because China is such a beautiful country, and so much of it is something we try to capture in the film.
Okay, and for Angelina, just wanted to know. Hi. She wanted to know about other actors or directors you want to work with, and she said you're very popular in China.
Oh, I would love to go to China. I clearly love Asia, and I would love to go to China. I would love to work with Michelle Yeoh. I would love to work with many. There's such an extraordinary amount of talent in China. So I'm available. I'm unemployed at the moment. Any ideas?
Okay, right in the center there.
Hi, this is a question for Angelina Jolie. You said before that Tigress is one of the most interesting characters that you played. Why is it so? And another question is, it's developed the character this time. Has it anything to do with that it's a female director?
So I missed the second half, that it's a...
Tigress as a character is developed this time.
Oh, she's developed, yes.
Yeah. Does that have anything to do that the director is a woman?
No, it's an interesting question.
I think it is an interesting question. I'm sure there is something to do with that, yes. I'm sure. We've never discussed it, but I think... I don't think it was I don't think a man couldn't have seen that. I think it was something, though, that... I think women see I think the original Tigress, it was wonderful in that it was chosen that the very, very strong, one of the strongest leaders of the Furious Five was a woman. When I first saw the characters, I didn't know which one, if she was a boy or a girl, but I wanted to play her, whoever she was, because I liked her. And I was very excited that it was a girl. And for my daughters, for me, I thought it was great. And then I think, we talked a lot about the fact that Poe has, actually for a male character, he has a lot of sensitivity and emotion. And so it seems like a very nice balance that she's kind of the harder one that needs to learn to be a bit more emotional, and he's the very emotional one that is getting tougher. Right? Can I say that? So we're yin and yang.
I do think that if we would have had a male director, I would have had a much bigger part.
Can I ask the audience what they think you are in the movie? Because you know this is my favorite question. What animal do you think Dustin is in the movie?
That's you
somebody,
knew.
yes, you knew that. You've seen them in zoos.
You've seen me in
But really, what do you think it is? Because see, we've all been confused about whether it's a rat or raccoon.
Yeah.
It's a red panda.
All right.
It's a red panda.
Right over here, yes, sir, in the front row. You need a,
Here you go.
do you have a mic? Right there, it's right in back of you.
Angelina, you play a lot of fighters, a lot of tough women, a lot of femme fatales. Are you a fighter? Where does that come from? Why are you continually... You're a tough customer on the screen. What's the personal alter ego to that, if I may ask?
Well, certainly my alter ego is who I am 100%, which is a mommy who's changing diapers and coloring all night long. So I'm sure I'm very, very soft, but no, I've always been somebody that's I've been drawn to strong characters, and I admire strong women emotionally and physically, not just physically, just people that I feel are fighting for something. I have a sense of justice and injustice, and it's always been more that than just wanting to be tough. And I've been very lucky that I came into my career at a time where women are being allowed these roles, and I've had such great opportunities for these types of characters.
Okay, right here.
Taneli Topelius from Finland, from Ilta-Sanomat. Angelina, there's a new Tomb Raider movie being planned. Are you involved in it, and how do you feel about it?
I'm not involved, but I obviously wish them well. It's a great adventure.
Okay. Yep. Way in the back. Yep.
Hi, for Jennifer. Guillermo del Toro is credited as a creative consultant. Could you talk about his role in the film and point to any specific contributions he made?
Oh, he was just such a help. It's a very long process, 3 years, and he came in right in the middle, right when things are the messiest, and he pointed out all the things in the movie that we really should, believe in and love. And he helped us, come up with some really great ideas. And part of what he did was also try to make Shen even cooler. He's just a wonderful, collaborative guy, and he came in and cracked a lot of jokes and just really cheered us up in the middle of really a long project. So he was just a real help. Wonderful person, wonderful human being, and he was just an inspiration to work with.
Okay, also in the back, yeah.
Hello, Mr. Hoffman. Do you think pandas really have existential problems?
Pandas really have
existential problems?
Existential what?
Problems.
Undoubtedly. I've never met a panda I didn't like, and I've never met a panda. But since I finally got asked a question, I'll take the opportunity to say that the unsung hero of these films, which my fellow actors will agree, is Jeffrey Katzenberg, because he's put together a cast of creators, including Jennifer, which is unparalleled, I think, in animation. I think it is the golden age, and I think this is as good as it gets. I think it's an art form now, and I think it's very, very difficult to make any sequel as good, if not better. And I do think, in terms of this film, my colleagues here have made a deeper, more emotional film.
Jack, since you actually play the panda, do you think that they have existential problems?
No. In a word, no. I have met a panda. I held it. Well, I didn't hold it, but I touched it briefly. I was told that they actually have dangerous claws. No. I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I know you've had the mic. Okay, go.
Hi, guys. Lise Cannon.
Maybe they do. For brief moments, maybe they, while gnawing on a bamboo shoot, They think, what is life all about?
Hi
What
guys,
is the point
Lisa Cannon
in
from
this
TV3.
meaningless universe that goes on forever? Maybe all life forms have fleeting moments of existentiality. You can print that. You can print that.
Well done,
you
Lisa
don't.
Cannon from TV3 in Ireland. Hi guys, how are you over here?
Yes.
After all your cache of work, the Oscar-winning films, being Oscar-winning actors, to name but a few, you've now ended up as a panda, a tiger, and we don't know, but maybe a rat. How does that hold well with you guys, you know, to be known as this after all the years of work?
Okay, Dustin, take that.
I wasn't listening. What's the question again?
After all the Oscars, all the work, all the years, how does it feel doing this now?
Oh, I think it's a fitting end to a long and distinguished career. if you know, if I was never aware of irony before, I am now.
And Jack?
After all the Oscars, what was the question? Feels good.
Leave it like.
I've never been, you know, it's the film that my kids love, and it's the film that you travel around the world, and little kids, you know, want to talk to you about and things. So that's better than anything. It's the best.
I heard there may be plans to do 6 of these films altogether. Is that something you're all into, returning to this over and over?
I like going one at a time, one movie at a time, and this one was great. And you know, it's up to the audience ultimately how many we do, right? I guess as long as people love it and hunger for more Kung Fu Panda adventures, then there will be more, right, Jeffrey? Yeah.
Okay, right over there. Yeah.
Yes, hello, a question to Angelina Jolie. What do you think of the death of bin Laden? You played Marion Pearl, because you played Marion Pearl, you know?
I don't know what that was. That about the movie here? Or?
Yeah, I'd rather not, in the context of Kung Fu Panda, I'd rather not get into such a heavy issue, you know.
I didn't hear that. Okay, somebody else? Yeah, right here. Yes, sir. Yeah, you've had your hand up a lot. Yeah.
Hi, Jan Anderson from Sweden. We're all very thankful that you are here answering our questions, but in like 80% of the world, the people we see this film dubbed into other languages. Can you see some kind of humor in the fact that you're here promoting a film that you're not part of in a big part of the world?
Well, the interesting thing is we've met our counterparts, and a lot of times we've gotten to travel, we've gotten to meet the counterparts who are, you know, who do the different languages. So it's kind of like a family. You know, this little sisterhood of tigresses and poes and shifus, and you know, so it's actually nice. It doesn't feel divided. It's something we share.
Okay, unfortunately, that's all the time we have. So thanks for coming, and thanks to the panel here for participating. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm talent handling, so, well, no, we have to go upstairs.